All right, so a few weeks ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, I referenced the Golden State Warriors in one of the videos, talking about the way that they played the game of basketball. And I said, for you coaches who are not in basketball, you figure out in your sport whatever it is that is the style, the way to play the game. And just I was talking about that. Well, today I'm going to reference that series again. Congratulations, by the way, to the Warriors for winning the NBA championship. But I want to talk about a player from the other team, the Boston Celtics. And again, if you are not a basketball person, it doesn't matter. The message I'm going to talk about covers any sport, any athlete. And this is one that you can help your athletes with. Okay, the player on the Boston Celtics that I want to talk about is Jayson Tatum. I believe he's been in the league for about 7 years, 8 years now. Very good player. He's on the cusp of superstardom for a lot of people. He's a great player. The NBA Finals was going to be possibly for him his moment to take that step into superstardom. Now, some people, especially in Boston, already would have him in that superstar category. Most people don't yet. He's a great player, and he might become a superstar. This is what I want to talk about, because he did not have a good finals. He struggled. He did some things really well because he is great. He struggled mightily in other ways. And here's the message. Here's the thing that I want to get at for all of us. Every player in the world has some flaw, has some holes in their game, has some things they struggle with. Every player. Now, the kids who we coach have many more than the Jayson Tatums of the world. Okay? But they all have strengths. They all have weaknesses that they need to work on. The question is, what will they do when they're in their off season and it is time to tweak and fix and work on those things? And so this is what Jayson Tatum is having to look in the mirror and deal with right now. Okay, what areas of my game did I struggle with the most, or did that opponent make me struggle with the most, that I now have to go back into the laboratory and work on? Okay, we all need to tweak. We all need to refine. We all need to work on various aspects of our games. And so think about your players. Whatever level you're coaching at, from the very youngest on up, they can all work on things in their off seasons and during the seasons, of course. But right now I'm talking about off season work. It is the summer. Most sports, this is their off season. This is a time to work. I was going to go in air quotes to work, but really it's more to work, to get in the weight room, to get in the gym, field, court, whatever it is, whatever pool, rink, whatever sport you are involved in. It is time for your athletes to make the commitment to now work on those holes in their games. The first thing they have to do is admit that they have holes in their games. Some of you right now are thinking about certain players that you have on your team, and you're thinking, yeah, I know so-and-so doesn't even think he has a hole in his game or she has a hole in her game. And so that's the first step. And then the next step is to figure out how to do the work on the game. What do they need to do? Okay? Do they need to work individually? Do they need to work with others? What drills? What drill work do they need to do to then work on those skills that they are lacking and that they need help with? And then, when and where am I going to do it? And then do it. Those are the things that they need to commit to. And this is not a one-time thing. They need to get consistent, and they need to get, again, I'm going to say in the gym, I'm talking about a Jayson Tatum, he's got to get in the gym and work and work and work, still getting in the weight room like he needs to. Has to work on nutrition, has to work on rest, all of those things. But he's got to figure out those holes in his game, and for him it's just a few, but it's just such a fine line between great and ultra great, superstar kind of great, right? your kids aren't necessarily into the superstar grade, right? But they can go from good to great. They can go from great to amazing. And so, or they can go from weak to good. I mean, wherever they are. But the keys are that they pinpoint what it is they need to work on. If they have an issue and they need to work on it, okay, and then figure out what they can do to work on it, and then go do it. Help your athletes figure this out. Talk to them, and then provide them opportunities and resources. In my sport of basketball, open gyms or workouts with trainers. That's one of the things that I do. I work with kids one-on-one and in small groups and in camp settings to help them with those deficiencies and to help strengthen their strengths, right? Help provide them whatever resources you can, tournaments and games and camps and all those types of things. But more than anything, give them that encouragement, right? Give them that kind of little kick in the butt and encouragement that you can do this, and here's the specific things you need to work on. And more than anything, you need to get to whatever it is. For me, it would be a basket, okay, with a ball, I would tell them. And you need to get there and work on your game individually. Just going and playing in more games isn't going to help. Jayson Tatum does not need to play in more summer games. He needs to get into a gym and work on specific skills where he's lacking. 1-on-0, then 1-on-1, then maybe 2-on-2, and working his way up. This is what kids need as much as anything. They need games, absolutely, but they need a ton of individual work as well on their own skills. This is a great time for them to do that, the off season. So help them understand what those areas are, what kinds of drills and what kind of work they can do to help them strengthen those skills, and then give them those opportunities. All right. Love this concept. I think that I would imagine you do too. And it's time for you to pass this on to your kids and help them make sure that they are taking those next steps as they are working on filling in the holes in their games. All right. We'll talk to you again next time.